Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. All glories to Bhagavan Shri Krishna Radha Madhava, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we are able to understand the divine words of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, guys. So in this video we'll read verse numbers 4, 5 and 6 of chapter 2. Right? In the previous verses of chapter 2 we saw Bhagavan Krishna, Lord Krishna, is chastising Arjuna left and right and saying to Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. Then Bhagavan goes on to say to Arjuna that, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Right? To this, Arjuna is now replying back to Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, in the next 3 verses. So guys, we'll start with the 4th verse, right? So fourth verse goes like this. Arjuna uvacha katham bhishmam aham shankhe dronam cha madhusudana ishubhihi pratiyotsyami pujarhavari sudana. Arjuna vacha, Arjuna said, katham, how, Bhishma, aham, I, Sankhya, in the fight, Dronam, Drona, cha, also, Madhusudana, O killer of Madhu, Ishubhi with arrows, Pratiyotsyami, shall counterattack, Pujarhau, those who are worshipable, Arisudana, O killer of the enemies. So Arjuna now says, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? Purport given by His Grace, respectable superiors like Bhishma the grandfather and Dronacharya the teacher are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. It is general etiquette that the superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then, how is it possible for Arjuna to counter-attack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasena or his teacher Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Now guys, we'll move to verse number 5. Okay, verse number 5 goes like this. Guruna hatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke hatvartha kamamstu guruni haiva bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. Right? Gurun, the superiors, ahatva, not killing, he certainly, mahanubhavan, great souls, shreya, it is better, bhoktum, to enjoy life, bhaikshyam, by begging, api, even iha, in this life, loke, in this world, hatva, killing, artha, gain, kamam, desiring, to, but, gurun, superiors, iha, in this world, eva, certainly, bhunjiya, one has to enjoy, bhogan, enjoyable things, rudhira, blood, pradigdhan, tainted with. So Arjuna goes on to say in the 5th verse that it would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. So, purport given by His Grace. According to scriptural codes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Right? Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial considerations. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore To enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. Right? So guys, we'll now move to verse number 6. So verse number 6 goes like this. Na chaitad vidmaha kataranno gariyo yadva jayma yadiva no jayyuh yan eva hatvana jijivisamas te vashtitaha pramukhe dhartarashtraha. Right? So na nor cha also etat this vidmaha do we know katarat which nah for us gariyah better yatva whether jayma we may conquer yadi if va or na us jayyuh they conquer yan those who eva certainly hatva by killing na never jijivisamaha we would want to live they all of them avasthitaha are situated pramukha in the front dhartarashtra the sons of dhritarashtra. So Arjuna continues to say that nor do we know which is better, right? Now Arjuna is confused. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them, right? If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield, right? As a Kshatriya, he knows that it is his duty to go ahead and participate in the war of Dharma, right? This is the war of Dharma and he has to participate being a Kshatriya. He knows that. But on the other side, he is overwhelmed with the compassion that these are his relatives, fathers, grandfathers, and how can I kill them, right? So he is confused now whether I should go ahead and kill them or not, right? So purport given by his grace, Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. Right? Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of sustenance. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still, if the sons of Dhritarashtra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations were by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment, right? He was truly virtuous, as these qualities, combined with his faith in the words of instruction of Shri Krishna, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, his spiritual master, everyone's spiritual master, Bhagavan Krishna, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes, over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships. So guys, in the next video, we'll continue from verse number 7, right? So guys, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.